instead of a bright future on the basketball court making millions of dollars. Life behind bars was a more likely outcome following a bizarre incident that left one innocent man slain. Let's take a look back at the story of the former basketball star Jayson Williams and find out what actually happened.
With the 21st pick in the 1990 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jayson Williams from St. John's University.
Jayson had a fairly successful career as a forward for the New Jersey Nets. He started off as a bench warmer, but over time worked his way up to a full-time starting position. As his production improved on the court, it led to an all-star selection. In addition, he was offered a new $90 million contract with the Nets. Things were looking quite good for the rising star. He was finally getting his recognition, and now had a contract that many could only dream of. But just a month after signing the brand new deal, Jayson would suffer a devastating leg injury after colliding with a teammate. The broken leg required surgery that would soon spell the end of his career. He was forced to retire from the league at just 31 years old. Williams tried to stay busy, but with so much free time on his hands and plenty of money to burn, he fell into the rather addictive nightlife, becoming a regular at clubs and throwing parties at his 65-acre home. But on one night, his life would change forever. Williams planned to attend a local basketball game with a number of his friends. For the night out, he would hire a limousine driver to transport him and his entourage. The group's chauffeur for the evening was 55-year-old Kostas Christofi. He drove them to the Harlem Globetrotters basketball game, and afterwards to a restaurant for food and drinks. As the closing hours were nearing, Jayson was not ready for the night to end so soon. He instructed Kostas to take the group of 11 back to his home. On arrival, Jayson extended his invitation to Kostas to join them inside. After entering the multi-million-dollar home, the former basketball star decided to give a tour of his place. He concluded the tour with the master bedroom, where he stored his unique gun collection. He then took out a 12-gauge shotgun and showed the weapon off briefly. Williams then turned the gun toward Kostas. The shotgun just so happened to be loaded with rounds and would fire abruptly. It was a fatal blow directly into the stomach of the 55-year-old, ultimately ending his life on the spot. Panic quickly set in for Williams after realizing he just killed someone. Fearing he would lose everything he had worked for, and potentially spending the rest of his life in prison, the former NBA All-Star unexpectedly decided to cover up the murder. Jayson first cleaned his fingerprints from the gun, then took a soak in his swimming pool to clean off any evidence left on his body. Afterwards, he changed into new clothes. He also tried to persuade his guest to lie about what had actually happened. Williams wanted the scene to look like the limo driver had taken his own life. After the cleanup job was over, around 3 in the morning, the police were finally called, and the shooting was officially reported. When the investigation started, some witnesses would come forward. The medical examiner came to the conclusion of a homicide of the victim, and not a self-inflicted wound as the scene would suggest. Shortly after, Jayson would be arrested on manslaughter charges. Then more would be added after new information was discovered, including a serious charge of tampering with evidence. The trial would be fairly lengthy and consist of multiple delays. During the early stages of the case, the victim's family would file a civil suit against the former star. He agreed to pay the family $2.5 million in the settlement. The trial would have more delays over the years. Eventually, Williams agreed to a plea deal that would reduce his time in prison. He was sentenced to 5 years, with the possibility of early parole. Jayson only served 27 months in jail before being released. The former player claims the incident still haunts him every day. He remains apologetic to the family for the crime and his questionable behavior afterwards. What do you think about this story? Was the prison sentence too short for the crime committed? Do you think Williams was given special treatment because of his celebrity status? Leave a comment below and let me know.